Liar.
Huh. That's 2 episodes in a row I agree with this kid. I gotta say, he may have been a piece of crap in season 10, but in season 11, I don't mind him. Good job, Gage.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11 final season. This is for Season 11, Episode 2, called Acheron Part 2.
Things change. We need to rethink your plan.
The plan doesn't change.
The walls are about to fail.
I thought you were a man of God.
God isn't here anymore.
Okay guys, this is going to be doing a review for today. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. This one is going to be doing my second review out of 24 for The Walking Dead final season. This is going to be for Season 11, Episode 2, titled Acheron Part 2. So we've seen both parts of this double premiere, if you want to kind of call it, for The Walking Dead Season 11. Of course, on regular AMC, tonight is going to be Episode 1. However, I definitely will say this at the beginning of this review because I definitely want to make it clear, and before people say, Dan, you spoiled Episode 2 for me, Dan, you said this, Dan, you said that, spoiler-filled review is what this is, guys. That we are going to go into spoilers, so if you are going to continue to watch this video and you're going to continue to see spoilers, I've gotten people that have come to me and said, Dan, you've said this, you said that, you said that. Look, if you don't want to get spoiled, this is your chance to leave. If you keep watching the video, and I can't even believe I have to say this, if you keep watching the video, that is on you. That's not on me, all right? So, all right, now that we got that clear, just for some of the dummies out there, let's get into this review. So, all right, Season 11, Episode 2 was an absolute freaking masterpiece, okay? This season is awesome so far. I mean, man, if this is any, like I said this last week and I'm going to say this week again, if this is any indication on what the epic final season is, holy frig, they weren't wrong. I'll tell you that much. They definitely weren't wrong, at least based off the first 2 episodes. This is an epic, at least beginning of a final season. So let's get started. Now, we basically pick up, obviously at the end of Episode 1, we get our cliffhanger with Maggie. Now, we go back into it with this episode, and we basically get to see a very quick opening scene where basically we see that she's, about to be eaten alive. She kills a few of the dead, but we see that she survives. And, we definitely know that, and that's, really cool to see Maggie survive. But basically, let's talk about the conflict in this one. So basically, Maggie makes her return. Negan, and he kind of says like, "Oh, she was right behind me," and it's like, "Oh, I don't know." And they kind of decide just to keep going without her, which was actually pretty shocking. I didn't expect them to kind of act like that. But they're like, we just got to keep going. Either way, let's just keep going. No matter what, maybe if she's alive, she'll catch up with us, that type of thing. Now, they're trying to get through all these doors, right? They're trying to get through all these doors in this, subway, and they're trying, all the doors are jammed, they're all trying to get through, and, basically throughout this process, you get Maggie that comes back. Now, obviously, Maggie majorly blames Negan, and she calls him out that he left her behind, and you've got Duncan that kind of, pins him to the wall, and you got Maggie that's back now, and he's just like, well, I took out the Alpha, I took out the Whispers, I did what needed to be done, because you were going to put a bullet in my head before, and he straight up says this to her, and I just think it really played out well. Obviously, Duncan and them don't trust Negan, but they kind of let him go because they have better things to do. They have more important things to do right now than worried about what Negan did. And, Maggie, honestly, I'll give it to her, she even kind of just shuts up for a bit, and kind of just lets it be. So basically, we've got the walkers that are going through. Meanwhile, during this time, we've also got Daryl and Dog. Obviously, Daryl tries to meet back up with Dog. Dog goes through kind of like a sewer, part, and you got Daryl that kind of crawls through. Now, I really enjoyed some of the stuff with Daryl here. Really cool as he's looking for Dog. He does make it through, of course, but we do get to see him, kind of try to get to Dog. Now, like I said, nothing happens to Dog. We get to see Dog is totally fine. We do also get to see Daryl with the Morning Star again, which I thought was really cool, as he's like winding it, you know, and he's killing a bunch of the dead. I thought that was really cool. And we also, in particular, get to see the dude with Gage, that is from Hilltop, the dude with the white hair. He comes back, and basically he gives Daryl like a gun and like, you know, a bomb and stuff like that, which obviously is used later on in the episode, which we'll talk about that in a second. But he basically wants to die knowing that he died, you know, a hero, you know, tell them that, you know, I died, my death meant something, you know, that whole kind of thing. And at first I was like, oh man, is Daryl gonna leave him behind, you know? And that's the number one thing, is that, you know, we've heard this too, you know, he doesn't leave anybody behind, not ever, right? So we get a very crazy scene. So Gage makes a return, and basically our group is trying to save him. The group is trying to save Gage, but they notice that the dead are coming for him, and the door is jammed, so they can't get Gage back to their side. And essentially what goes down is that he is, you know, Maggie's group's on one side, there's the jammed door between them, and then you got Gage on the other side. And it's a point where it's like Gage just, he's like, Maggie, please, I'm sorry for what I did, please help me. And she doesn't help him. You are freaking horrible this season, Maggie. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I am not liking Maggie this season. You know, I have, like, no flaws of Season 11 so far. And yes, I just said that. I am one of the people that actually thinks that Season 11 is actually freaking perfect so far. And I will still say, I cannot stand Maggie this season. She is pissing me off the more and more we go on. And she talks about basically a little story about her and her people, how, you know, there are worse deaths that, you know, have happened. But basically where I'm going with this is that she leaves Gage for dead, doesn't even try, doesn't even care. And, yeah, you know that line that Negan said last episode? Yeah, she doesn't care about that kid. Yeah, damn right she doesn't. She freaking left him for dead. I'm sorry. This is the other thing I'm going to have to say in this review. Negan would have tried. That's my very point. Negan would have tried. Maggie didn't. And that's my main point about this. I cannot stand Maggie in this episode. I don't like Gage. I never liked Gage. But, you know, at the same time, the kid honestly was not that bad in these two episodes. And Maggie didn't even try. She doesn't care. And this is the proof right here that Maggie doesn't care about anybody but herself. And that is the main thing that you have to kind of, you know, realize in this situation, is that she didn't care about this kid. She watched him die, and she didn't even care. She didn't care because she told the group later on that it could have been worse. I'm like, yeah, maybe it could have been worse, but it was still bad. That's the thing you don't seem to acknowledge, Maggie. It could have been worse. You say that, you know, there are worse deaths out there. Are you trying to tell me that one wasn't bad? Are you trying to tell me that that one doesn't matter? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. Honestly, Maggie downright pissed me off this episode. I'm going to be honest. So, Gage is Dead really was, you know, shocked by this one, but I will let you guys know, and this is the one thing I'm going to say. You guys know I've said this all over the place, that I've had a lot of stuff in Season 11 spoiled for me. This was the one thing. I actually did know Gage was going to die in these first two episodes. However, the spoiler was false. They said that Gage was going to die in 1101, and it ended up being 1102. But again, that's probably spoilers because they probably thought that it didn't matter, because they probably thought that, like, it's part 1, part 2, maybe these episodes will air together. But I did know that Gage was going to die. I just heard as episode 1, and it wasn't. It was actually episode 2. But the death wasn't shocking because I knew it was coming. But the shocking aspect is how they handled it. That I didn't know. Like, the way they handled his death, that was pretty freaking crazy. I'm going to be honest. So, all right. Now, basically, you've got Daryl that saves the group, which I thought was just absolutely awesome. As he saves everyone, he opens up the last jam door, and we basically get to see the group all kind of come together as he sets off the bomb, right? So, pretty cool. Then we get our group, of course, that, you know, venture out. They're, you know, as Maggie claims, they're going to continue to go, and they're going to keep finding food, and they're going to, you know, the mission's not over yet. And you basically got Negan that hands the gun to Maggie, almost a truce, you know, I don't know. But Maggie definitely is not as pissed at Negan as she was in 1, so I'll give her credit for that. But the thing that pisses me off with Maggie in this one is how selfish she was. So there's still that aspect of her that I just don't like. However, I will say there is less Negan Negan hate in this one, which I do appreciate, because episode 1, there was a lot of it, you know, absolutely. So, all right, let's talk about the Commonwealth now. The Commonwealth, very interesting as well, too. We basically get our group that is being interviewed, and you basically get Yumiko that, you know, kind of explains how she was a lawyer. She completely figures out these two people that are interviewing her. You know, she's like, you were probably this, you were probably that, right? And she nails it. You can tell just by the expressions on their face. She's like, damn, this woman's smart. Love Yumiko in this one. I think that scene in that room when she was talking to those two, that was a very cool scene. And, you know, as soon as she says what she was and what kind of lawyer she was and what she dealt with before the world fell, you get Mercer that comes in there and hands her, you know, a cup of coffee and stuff, you know, and it's just like, oh, man. So, that's really cool. They're starting to pass the test, and then basically we get Princess that decides that she's going to use the ladies' room, and we basically get Eugene that's kind of wondering, like, okay, where she is after a little bit, and she's all excited because, you know, it's a normal bathroom with normal toilet paper and stuff. I'm just like, oh my god. And the guards are just not having it, you know. But basically, Eugene is talking with Mercer, and, you know, Mercer don't want him to lie. Eugene obviously is honest in this situation, and as a result, we actually get to see where Ezekiel went and where everybody else went, as Eugene reunites with everybody, you know, everybody in there as well, which I thought was really cool. And we actually find out that the Commonwealth is already helping Ezekiel with his cancer, which I thought was really cool. So they're already kind of, you know, starting that up, which is really nice to see. Another character I really like in this season is Ezekiel, man. I hope they keep going with this. This is really cool for him. So, Eugene, great story for him in this one. And then to cap it all off with the Commonwealth, and really the final thing this review I will be mentioning is right before the end, right before we get to see Stephanie see Eugene. Now, I've got a theory about this one, and we're not going to go into it in this review because I don't want to, you know, clog the review too much. I'm going to be honest about one thing. I don't think that's Stephanie. Call me crazy. I don't think that's Stephanie. We knew the actress Margot was going to be in this season. We know she still is, and that is why I think that the Commonwealth is still, even though Mercer, you know, he was reading the paper and he was this and that, I think they are testing Eugene in them. I think he is. I don't think he wants to reveal the real Stephanie to them yet. And I think that Stephanie is not her. I don't think it's this woman we see right here. And I think they're going to drag this out for a bit. I think they're going to test this out on Eugene, and then there's going to be the twist for TV-only viewers that that's not Stephanie. That's not her. I definitely think Margot is going to be in this season, and I think it's going to be some time, but I don't think this is Stephanie. Even the voice, now that I've heard her voice, let me know. That's the big debate this week. Is that Stephanie or not? I'm saying they didn't recast, and I'm saying they're pulling a twist, which I think is going to be very cool depending on how they do it. So, really cool stuff there. Now, let's talk about my favorite scene of this episode, and a freaking bone-chilling moment that just was the cherry on top of this episode for me. The group on their way back, and we see the Reapers, the road that they go on, with people hanging all through the streets, right? And basically, the one dude, the graybeard guy from the hilltop, gets killed instantly. You get Cole that gets stabbed in the leg, and you get the group that gets attacked by the Reapers. Now, as they take cover, which I thought was very interesting, they take cover, they're all, you know, hiding, of course. The episode ends and caps off with the Reapers marching down the road and looking for them. Holy frig, man, honestly. This was a badass ending to an episode. Oh man, freaking badass episode. Honestly, guys, badass ending, amazing stuff with the Commonwealth. Love the Negan stuff, love the Subway stuff, love the Daryl stuff, and in particular, the Reapers have made their marking on this show, if you will. You guys ready for another 10 out of 10? 10 out of 10 I'm freaking giving this episode. I don't see how you couldn't. It's awesome. Character development is great. Action scenes are great. There's amazing surprises in here. Faster paced than I honestly thought. Twists and turns. Great moments. Great character stuff. Scary as hell scenes there, especially at the end. Honestly, what the hell is wrong with this episode? There is nothing wrong with this episode, if you ask me. So, that's 2 in a row. That is 2 10 out of 10 Walking Dead episodes in a row. And 3 if you want to count Here's Negan. But for this season, 2 Walking Dead episodes in a row that are a 10 out of 10. Walking Dead Season 11? Wow. Honestly, this crap is freaking good. So, alright, that is all I gotta say for this review, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Now, what do you guys think about this episode of The Walking Dead, Acheron Part 1? Which one do you prefer, Acheron Part 1 or Acheron Part 2? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. We'll be back for an Episode 3 predictions video. So, of course, guys, if you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss my Walking Dead videos. Fall Dance Walking Dead videos, subscribe, guys, and, of course, let's see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Anybody out there?